Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and today's project is this little Easter basket with some little Easter eggs in it. So it says Happy Easter there and on the other side, and I've got some little Easter eggs on there as well. Now, I have used the Good Taste Designer Series paper for this, and I just picked that paper simply because of this pattern. It looks like a kind of basket weave effect on that, and I thought that would look quite cute for little Easter gifts. As I say, I'm using designer series paper. If you were putting larger gifts in there, then you probably would want to use card rather than just paper. But for these little eggs, I think I've got about 10 in there, then the designer series paper is perfectly fine for that. And I've just used some very vanilla card and some ribbon for the handle on that. This stamp is from the Arrange a Wreath stamp. Oh wait, Happy Easter there. And I've also already gone ahead and stamped and die cut these little eggs. I'm using Night of Navy, Crushed Curry and Cherry Cobbler for those ones. So there's one stamp that stamps the two eggs there, and one die from the Wreath Builder set that cuts those two eggs out at the same time. That one there. Nice and handy. This is one of my favourite bundles. I've used it for Valentine's, for Christmas, just best wishes, and now Easter, thanks. Loads of different sentiments, loads of different uses for it. Absolutely love this. And the other dies that I'm using are my layering circles, just for the sentiment. Cut the sentiment out and backed onto some Cherry Cobbler card. So that's all the elements. I will quickly show you how to put this together. So, starting with a piece of designer series paper that measures 6 inches by 6 inches, and that means that because the In Good Taste designer series paper is 12 by 12, then you can get 4 sheets, 4 of these little Easter baskets from one sheet of the designer series paper. So this measures 6 by 6, and I'm scoring at 2 inches and 4 inches, turning it around and doing the same at 2 inches and 4 inches. Okay, and we're done with that. Okay, now I will quickly reinforce these score lines. These are nice, quick, easy baskets to make. And there's just a little bit of chopping to do now. So as you'll see, I've not got a straight side there. I've got that little V there. You could leave it like that and just fold it up so that you have perfectly straight there. I just thought it looked a bit nicer to do it this way. So to do that, I'm basically taking off those corners there. So I'm going from that score line there to that score line there. Okay, so you can either use your scissors or the paper trimmer, whichever you find easier to do, and just do that on all 4 of those corners. Just nice straight line from score line to score line. So your score is there, and you're taking it to that score line there. Okay. Next thing you want to do is to cut into those, so you're cutting straight up just till you get to that score line there, and turning it around and doing exactly the same on the other side. So straight down just till you get to that score line. Like so. Now, so that's how you get your V bit there, but we also need to cut this piece down here, and I'll tuck those ones away out the road just now. So that would be roughly half. I want to come just slightly under half, like that, and then do the same at the other side. So half and then down a wee bit more. Okay, try and find a use for these bits or something else. Okay. And now when we bring those bits up, you're not going to see them. They're underneath that crossover point there. Okay, so it's just a case of gluing that together and adding the handle. Now for the handle, this is just a scrap I had in my stash, and it is, I think this one's actually just under half an inch. So I think when I cut the first one, it was half an inch wide and 8 1/4 inches in length, and that was because our A4 card is 8 1/4 inches wide. So I'd obviously cut it off for some reason, and kept the scrap piece. So if you're using American card sizes that are 8 inches wide, then that would be perfectly fine. It's only going to be a smidge shorter handle than my one. Won't make any difference at all, really. So just using tear and tape to add my ribbon. Like so. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to gently curl that for my handle. It would take the shape without doing that, but it just gives it a little bit of a helping hand. So what I'm going to do with this one is, when I did this one, I just simply added the handle inside. So to do this one a little bit differently, I'm going to try and hide the join of the handle a little bit. So let me just put a little bit of tear and tape in the middle there, and do the same on this bit here. Okay. And then take the backing off and add my handle. Doesn't need to go all the way down to the bottom. Just make sure that if you did take your tear and tape too far, like I might have done there, when you take the backing off, if you've got a little overhang there, you can basically just roll that back so that it doesn't stick in the wrong place. Okay, so just adding my handle like so. And then I'm going to add some more tear and tape over the top. And that will just help when we're gluing on the sides there. So take the backing off, and you can fold one side round like that. Okay, now there's only a little bit of adhesive there, so I'm actually going to just use my wet glue to run a line along there, just so that we've got a little bit more adhesive on that piece there. So my handle's kind of tucked away a bit better on this one. Okay, so again, just take the backing off and fold one side over, just lining up that edge. And then fold the other one over as well. Okay. The stamping is with cherry cobbler ink onto Very Vanilla, like that. And then using the one of my layering circles, just going to pop that through my mini stamping cut and emboss machine. And also use a little scrap of cherry cobbler with the scalloped circle that is just slightly bigger than the one that I used for the stamped piece. Okay, I'll take that little bit of washi tape off. Simply layering these two together. Now I've already done another one, so you wouldn't have to watch me stamp it twice, die cut it twice. I've already stamped and die cut the little eggs. So I want to add that on there so I can put a line of glue at the top and then along the bottom there. Just don't want to have any glue on those bits at the top. There we are. So, line of glue, bit at the bottom. And then simply popping that on there. And for our little eggs, I just mixed and matched spots and stripes. It's just that little extra bit of decoration on the side. There you go. And they can be as higgledy-piggledy as you like. So we've got 2 spots and a stripe. One on there. One on there. And a stripy one on top. Just hold them in place for a second to let that glue dry off. And then I have some shredded tissue. That's sticking to my fingers. Put the shredded tissue back in the one that I showed you earlier. And pop the eggs back in. And there is a hole in this bag somewhere. There we go. Perfect. So 2 little Easter treat baskets. As I say, you can get 4 from one sheet of the designer series paper, and they make nice little gifts to put on your Easter lunch table, or just to hand out to friends and family. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial. Please click on the description bar below to get a link to my blog, where you can see the dimensions and a list of all the products that I've used, and there will also be a link to all of these products in my online Stampin' Up store. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, bye bye.